All right. Good morning, USFFL, and welcome to Super Bowl Sunday. We are ready to kick this game off, so let's get this rolling. Let's start with that. And let's get rid of the one above that. Okay. And lastly, all right, we're almost ready. All right. Drop the second link for them. Should be good. Okay, I think they're ready. So they're just waiting on me. And so just to double check here, that's not the one I needed. It's that one. So let's close this. Let's come back to here. Hey, welcome, John Freeze. Welcome, buddy. Give me just a second here. Got the screen shared, and we're going to get you and I off the screen because that's not what they're here to see. And let's pull the game back up and let the coaches know I'm ready. We are live. Go for it. You're seeing the screen just fine on the game here, right, John?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's what I love to hear. Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Oh, happy to watch the conflagration.
Been some crazy playoff games.
Yep.
Some amazing finishes. We got a squib kickoff to start the game.
What the heck? Why not?
Well, let's explore. So San Francisco's kick returns. I mean, they've got a plus 68. And the defensive kick returns for Los Angeles are exceptional. So that's interesting. I will be obviously that's the first question that'll be needing to be asked post game. But anyway, let's get started here, guys. We are one play in for opening drive of the USFFL Super Bowl year 2021. We have the Los Angeles Chargers, a team with essentially no real good defense that Anthony has just played very well, to a 1 seed, a couple playoff wins, and he's here in the Super Bowl. First play for the Niners is going to be a must-run, 3 yards. Jimmy Garoppolo was looking short, but Drew Tranquil brings down the quarterback, and we've got 2nd and 7. Chargers got here by beating the Jacksonville Jaguars in the divisional round, 44-33, in a game that they never trailed, but Jacksonville kept close. And then the AFC Championship game, the stuff of legends that got them here. More on that in a second. 2nd and 7, running formation, and it is a run. Up the middle, it's Elijah Mitchell, and he's going to lose a yard as Coach Tangora calls a run defense to save a short gain. So good call there. Brings up a 3rd and 8. AFC Championship game was a real thriller. The Chargers got what we thought was going to be a tying touchdown on the final play of regulation, but they decided to go for 2 on a play that, 50-50 is what it's generally considered, and somebody was going to advance after that play. So a gutsy call, and it paid off for him. Got the 2-point conversion to advance and beat the Patriots and make it to this game here. We'll get onto the San Francisco path here in a little bit. We've got a 3rd and 8. Nickel defense coming out now for Anthony.
Was that a walk-off?
Yeah, so it wasn't a walk-off. There was a squib kick that followed with not a play after that. There was literally 1 second left on the clock.
Got it. As close as you can get to a walk-off.
As close as you can get to a walk-off, especially in Stratomatic terms. Big 3rd down here. And Garoppolo is back to pass, looking short to Kittle. And Kittle's got himself an 11-yard catch. And our first down of the Super Bowl. Niners out to the 28-yard line. San Francisco has a much dreamier path to make it this far, as they were at one point in this season just a 7-7 football team, and they needed to win and did win their final 3 games. Here's a deep pass on 1st down to Deebo Samuel. Defense is guessing run, so opportunity here for Coach Rich Pierce. And Garoppolo, man, it's a 28-yard completion across midfield. And the 49ers have set up shop 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line of the Chargers. Garoppolo comes out 2 for 2. The 49ers had to win their final 3 games. In that 3rd and final game of the regular season, the last game of the regular season, they beat the Rams. Rams were driving for what would be a tying field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a shot at tying it up with a field goal at 2 minutes. And I believe it was 2-9 and 12 was the chance. So a good opportunity to tie it, and he missed the field goal. And that got San Francisco the win and got them into the playoffs. Here's a 1st down run around the edge. Elijah Mitchell, he's got it. 1st down and more. That's going to be 14 yards, getting down to the 30-yard line. 49ers from here, it's already 2-8 field goal range. 2-10 next range up. First down play from the 30. The Chargers pull their safety up close, showing blitz, guessing pass, but it is a run. Mitchell again off tackle this time, and he's got 7 more. 2nd and 3 at the 23-yard line of the Chargers. Chargers, we mentioned earlier, managed to get here without much defense, at least carded defense. Poor against the runs, average to poor against the pass. 2nd down, it's another run up the middle. Elijah Mitchell getting an early payload here. Defense guess pass again. It's 7 more. Linebacker was in the zone. Doesn't matter too much against this defense. And the Niners have marched the opening drive of the Super Bowl into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 16. Niners coming out in a 2 tight end formation now. 3-4 blitz by the Chargers. Defense guesses run, but it's a pass short to Ayuk. I was expecting them to run too. Nice call on the offense there. Rich Pierce. And an opportunity. And Garoppolo on his card hits it 12 yards. 1st and goal at the 4. We do have an injury, and it's a big one. That's Deebo Samuel, folks. So he has an injury that might be for the game, might not. Let's take a look.
He's back out until the second half.
Injured for the first half. So that could be worse.
Got lucky there.
Yeah, definitely so. That's about as important a person as you could lose. 1st and goal at the 4 for the Niners. They've got a full house formation in there now. Their left side is where the heavy blocking is on the running. I believe that's Trent Williams and maybe Matthew McGlinchey or Mike McGlinchey. Trent Williams. Actually, it's Laken Tomlinson. A couple of good run blockers on the left side. It's a run up the middle. The key is on Mitchell, but it's a run to Wilson up the middle. And he's stuffed
Ooh.
on the defensive card with one linebacker there. And I'll have to tell you, on that Chargers defense, even with a linebacker there, stuffing him with no gain is tough to do. 2nd and goal at the 4. Full house comes right back out.
I have to wonder why we're getting a reading off of one linebacker on the card when there's two.
Well,
I'm sorry.
run. There's a touchdown run. Jeff Wilson up the middle. And the Niners draw first blood. An 11-play drive goes the distance of the field and ends in a Jeff Wilson touchdown run. The extra point is missed.
Extra point.
Robbie Gould shanks it. And so the Niners are up 6-0. And yeah, to answer your question, John, I guess I didn't
he's in a
have to
base
think about
4-3.
that.
He's in a base 4-3.
Okay, so then one linebacker should be what it was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense now. And a bad kick return here. The Chargers tried to return it on an 8-yard deep one because they do have a touchdown run and a good return, but it went to the special teams card of the Niners, and that sets up a terrible opportunity here. 1st and 10 Chargers from their own 8. Chargers with their first possession of the Super Bowl. And interestingly enough, the Chargers come out with 2 tight ends, but the Niners stay in the nickel nonetheless. Here's a run going around the left side. Eckler's going to try to get to the edge. Eckler gets to his card, but it's just a 1-yard gain. Other than the fumble, that's the worst roll possible Eckler could offer. So bad break on the opening play of this drive, 2nd and 9. We mentioned the Niners had a much more dreamy path to the Super Bowl. We'll try to outline that now. After getting that big win against the Rams to make the playoffs, their 3rd straight win, they had a wild card matchup with the Atlanta Falcons. And they dusted them easily, 27-0. 2nd and 9 play here. 49ers stay in the nickel. Defense guesses pass. It is. Deep ball. Nobody in the zone. Defender reading opportunity. It's incomplete. That was defender. Extra long game with 0 men in the zone. The throw went to tight end Steven Anderson. But the defender was good enough to make the play. Aziz Al-Shahir. And so 3rd and 9 for the Chargers inside their own 10-yard line. Chargers now will split out 3 wide receivers, and Herbert's operating from the shotgun. And big opportunity on that 2nd down play with 0 men in the deep zone. Third down, he's going to try to hit it with a screen. Eckler's the target. Receiver is the roll, and he's going to get 6. Looking for a short gain, didn't get it. 6 yards, sets up a 4th and 3. And even the aggressive Chargers are going to bring on the punter here, Ty Long. He hits a 49-yard punt that's going to be fielded at about the 36-yard line of San Francisco. Brandon Ayuk. And there it is. Ayuk gets the fair catch. San Francisco sets up with their 2nd possession of the Super Bowl here. 1st and 10 at their own 36. San Francisco, after winning 27-0 in the wild card round, went on to face the Green Bay Packers, the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. And we're going to look back at that one here in just a second. 1st down. From the blocking back formation, it's a little quick end. Kyle Juszczyk over the middle. It's a little fullback screen by Rich Pierce on first down. And Garoppolo sets up a yak opportunity for Juszczyk, and he's going to lose a couple. Juszczyk actually not bad. He's a B-rated yak player, but bad roll. Because it was a look in, it's going to be incomplete. So wipe away the -2 at 2nd and 10. Mention the 49ers against the Packers. They win at 23-20 with a 9-yard touchdown pass with just 15 seconds remaining. So the Niners, on what amounts to almost the final play of the game, get a touchdown pass, trailing by 4, to pull the big upset against the number 1 seeded Packers. 2nd down and 10 here. Garoppolo back to pass, and he is brought down. Sack on the play. Jerry Tillery beats his man. First sack of the Super Bowl. And the Chargers needed that one. Sets up a 3rd and 18 now. San Francisco way back at their 28. Three wide receivers now on the field for San Francisco. Garoppolo still under center. Defense sets up pass, but it's a draw. They're going to go ahead and get whatever Elijah Mitchell can get him, and it's going to be a 5-yard gain. 4 on the white die. Good enough to beat the nose tackle on the Chargers. But it's 4th and 13, and San Francisco is going to punt the ball away from their 33. Mitch Wisnowski, just a 40-yard punt, fielded at the 27, and an 8-yard return by Andre Roberts. Chargers will set up 1st and 10 at their own 35. Just over 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter of the USFFL Super Bowl. San Francisco up 6-0. Chargers coming out in a 2 tight end set. Here's their drive starter, a quick out pass. Left side, tight end Jared Cook. Defense gets past. Cook has a receiver opportunity, not good. Jared Cook, not a bad receiver, but misses that flat on right. So 2nd and 10. In the NFC title game, the 49ers advance to face the number 2 seed Seattle Seahawks. And in a game that San Francisco only gained 138 yards offensively, they win it 14-9 with a couple of touchdown drives that began inside their opponent's 20-yard line. And they were both special teams gaffes. One of them was they forced defensively Seattle to punt from about their 5-yard line, and double sixes ended up with a 13-yard punt. And so from the 18, they drove in for a touchdown. The ensuing kickoff, Seattle fumbled it, turned it right back over inside their 20 again. And on those 2 touchdown drives, San Fran got to this Super Bowl, winning at 14-9 over, who are we kidding? The GOAT. But guys have something to say. And also, I always say, it's not just the breaks, it's the timing of the breaks. And San Fran certainly got that there. After a first down pass by Herbert on the first play of the drive, we have a 5-yard penalty. That'll back the Chargers up. 1st and 15 at their own 42. On 1st and 15, Chargers thinking deep. It's Steven Anderson again being targeted on a deep ball. The defense does get past. Quarterback is flush. So secondary target here for Herbert. He's looking at Keenan Allen, and it's a receiver card 6-yard pickup. Keenan Allen pretty good on right. Going to get back the penalty yardage and a bonus yard to boot. 2nd and 9.
I was just looking up San Francisco's defensive stats, and it looks like all of his pressure comes off his line. So, and
Yeah.
the linebackers are really don't bring their sack records are really low. And of course, there's Bosa. Bosa's the big gun with 15 and a half sacks.
But Bosa's missing for the game is their big problem. Yeah, Bosa's out.
Oh, wow.
He got hurt in the NFC title game. Matter of fact, he got hurt in the division round game, but came back at halftime. And then he got hurt in the NFC title game, and I think he was coming back at halftime. And then he got hurt in the second half and was out for the rest of the season. So, yeah, Bosa missed a lot of the playoffs, but he's still here.
That's a monstrous hit against that dude. Because usually, I mean, if you got someone on the line that generates that kind of pressure, it just makes the structure of your defense so much easier.
Changes everything. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. 5-yard penalty for the Chargers again. It's 2nd and 14 now. Chargers, one of the more penalized teams. Just another of the things that Anthony had to overcome to get what is carded as a mediocre team to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl ultimately. And I'd have to think about San Francisco. I can't remember what their record it was. We got another pass to Steven Anderson and defender opportunity. This time Anderson makes it. So Steven Anderson couldn't get the defender opportunity his way on a long pass earlier, but he gets the 15-yarder here from Herbert as the Chargers are across midfield to the 42. I've noticed Steven Anderson is in his game plan here. On a second tight end that has just 16 catches on the year. Here's a first down, quick out pass. Going to lose a couple.
Yeah, the Niners were 10-7. They made the playoffs.
In real life?
In real life. And this Niners team was 10-7. They made the playoffs. They won their first 2 playoff games and then fell to the Rams in the NFC conference game.
Wow. So he's got the team, at least finishing with about the similar record, just taking them a little further in the playoffs and, obviously at least leading for a potential championship. 2nd and 12. Here's a quick out pass to Jared Cook again, and it's incomplete. Back-to-back passes to Jared Cook, net a -2 yards, and the Chargers have a 3rd and 12, so they cross midfield, but potentially stalling here.
Yeah. They beat the Cowboys and the Packers in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they beat the Packers both in real life and in the Strat replay.
Yeah, and the Packers game was 13-10. Win for the Niners. Yeah, it says a defensive struggle, and they held up.
3rd and 12. Herbert's going to try to pick it up with his legs, scrambling around the right edge, but he can't quite get there. It's 5-yard gain. 4th and 7 at the 39 of San Francisco, and the Chargers are going to go for it. From the 39, they would need a +2 variable just to get into a field goal range of 2 to 4. So you knew it was about a coffin corner punter going, and they will go here. 4th and 7 at the 39. Herbert's in the shotgun. Niners are in the nickel. Do you have I don't think you can have the guts to try to hit this on the flat. I think you got to go short. Then again,
that zero sitting there is tempting.
Say that again?
I say that 0 sitting there is tempting.
Yeah, the linebacker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll be double clutching on that decision myself.
Oh, nice double team defensively. The safety is all over Keenan Allen, and that's who Herbert's targeting. But break for the Chargers, flushed out of the pocket. Herbert has time to find another target. It's over to Jared Cook. This time he's got him 13 yards and a first down. Big conversion as the aggressive offense of the Chargers keeps that chain moving. Now at the 26-yard line. Chargers 0 for 2 on third down, but they turned that one into a fourth down conversion. There's a first down run off tackle to Eckler. He's going nowhere. Eckler has had 2 opportunities carrying the ball today on his card on the wrong column. He's got 1 yard net out of those 2 carries. Last couple minutes of the first quarter here. 6-0 San Francisco. Chargers on the move. 2nd and 10 at the 26. Got John Freeze with me, coach of the Indianapolis Colts. Playoff team this year. Here's a run up the middle, and Eckler finally's got his number. Short gain up the middle into the red zone at the 13-yard line. Eckler has the Chargers on the doorstep now. They'll stay in the 2 tight end set. Now inside the 20. The Niners elect to come out of their nickel. They're going 4-3. Here's a run out to the left side. Eckler's going to try to get the edge, and he's going to lose a yard. Nice call on the defense. They did call run. But it did go to the defensive card. Look for a blocking back that wasn't there. 2nd and 11. John, feel free to step in at any point if you hear me carelessly quote rules wrong, because I acknowledge fully I have what is known as a loose knowledge of how the rules work in this game.
I'm about the same, man. I concede every rule point.
Yeah. A lot of the rules I know, like, for example, run containment, I know kind of how it works and when it can happen. So I know how to manage it, but not as well as most, because I don't know exactly and precisely what the variables are. And those are the things that they've been taught to me. I just my retention. I don't know. Quick out, Donald Parham, and he's going to get a nice pickup down inside the 5. It's a first down completion to the tight end, down to the 3. 1st and goal for the Chargers. And here comes the full house. Niners showing blitz out of their 4-3 set. Niners gets run. It's a pass going to Mike Williams. He's got it. Touchdown, Chargers. This game is tied with 36 seconds left in the first quarter.
See if he can pick up the
break the tie. Oh, and another missed extra point.
Oh, that's let me think.
John Freeze, these kickers are not exactly loose in the Super Bowl. And we have another squib kick here and a penalty. Chargers are going to have to kick it again 5 yards back, but for the second time. Actually, it's declined, so the Niners will take it at the 25. But, John, what am I missing here on this squib kick?
I don't know why he's doing that. I just kick away, but I mean, he's obviously looked something up. And
yep, I'll be curious to know what he's thinking.
So I can't see I can't do a stat analysis on these guys.
Yeah, I'll have to consider it as we go. 6-6 game after a couple of missed extra points. There's a quick out, incomplete, and there's an injury as well, and it's a biggie. Derwin James of the Chargers is out. He's got a sprained knee, it says. I'll bet he is not coming back this game, and he's not. He would be out for another week with that sprained knee. So, Chargers, they're down a 6-rated strong safety. 6 against the run, 6 against the pass, 6 against.
And now we're going to start throwing at Kittle even more.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Oh, my word. I had not considered that. 2nd and 10. Here's a run up the middle to Jeff Wilson. Nice call by the defense, but it goes to the defensive card. Gain of 6.
That's going to occupy that. That's going to occupy that free safety, double teaming Kittle. And that opens up, downfield against his other 0 there sitting at right cornerback, bombing out to I'd be looking right now at the long pass column on Aliuk to see what that looks
it's
like.
It's actually not very good. I actually can tell you that it's not. 3rd and 4. Here's a big run up the middle to Elijah Mitchell. Defense calls run, chance to get the stop, but he does. Just a 1-yard gain as the left guard could not make the block here on a 6 white die. That Lincoln Tomlinson that we mentioned on the opening series couldn't make the block there despite the 5 run rating, and it cost them a first down. So 4th and 3, Niners punt from their 32. 46-yard punt, no return. Chargers set up 1st and 10 at their 22. The other thing I was thinking about that, John, is that you mentioned, Kittle. Now you can really focus the double team on him. What would you want to do to stop that? Well, you'd want to hit the other A-rated yak person, Deebo Samuel, who is still out for the rest of the first half.
Yeah.
So, just really kind of a lot of dominoes fall that work against you there.
Yeah. I'm just impressed by the fact that the Chargers have gotten into this game. Looking at the slate of zeros that they have on defense, it reminds me of the Colts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, it's no secret that Anthony he's a very good coach first and foremost. The other thing, he's fully studied. So what I mean by that is he doesn't have the same gaps in the rule book knowledge that I do. He knows it backwards and forward. And I'm not saying he's the only one that does. It's possible the majority of coaches in this league do. But he does. He's one of those. The other thing I know is he researches and prepares. You see it on the broadcast when he's not even in a game that he's just broadcasting, and he's telling you all the tendencies of these teams on second and long and on every. He is researched at a level that I believe that it gives you a competitive advantage, and I think that you're going to need that, all of that, to take this carded team where he's brought them. He's done a really good job, John. You're right to highlight that. 2nd and 4, Chargers at their 28. Defense thinking pass, doubling receivers, but it's a run up the middle. Eckler's going to try to pick it up on the ground, goes to his card, and he's got it. 6-yard pickup. Now out to the 34. Pretty close game so far. 5 yards difference in offense, 1 first down difference. Turnover, free football. So pretty clean game so far.
You just cursed it.
Here's the screen pass. Incomplete.
Pick on the next play. Yeah.
Correctly double teamed there by Rich Pierce on Austin Eckler. And so John was thinking we might have had the first interception there.
He tried.
Yeah, he did indeed.
Yeah, he had the right guy.
2nd and 10 now. The Chargers are going to split out 3 wide receivers. Jalen Guyton comes out into the slot. Herbert's still under center. That keeps him with the opportunity to run him around the end. San Fran in the nickel, and that might be – nope, it's going to be a pass. I thought that might be a run by his quarterback. He's going to throw short, and it's incomplete. Jared Cook misses another. And it's 3rd down and 10.
That's a nice right column on Herbert.
Yeah, I have to tell you, Anthony reached out to me last couple days, wanted to see if I'd play a practice game with him, and so I did. We played this very matchup because that's what he wanted to play. Why wouldn't I? So I took San Francisco. I think I finished with 6 points. Back to your point about how good he plays with this ridiculous defense. I think I ended that game with 6 points. Yeah, it was like 16-6 or something. It was close. It wasn't like I was getting killed. I was playing some defense too, but Anthony's got
hits that right column twice and doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, Justin Herbert incomplete again on 3rd and 10, as you said. So 4th and 10, Chargers going to punt it back. Nice punt, 51 yards. Decent return of 13 by Brandon Ayuk, and the Niners set up 1st and 10 at their own 28. Still just a 6-6 ball game. Really excited to See a couple coaches walk into this game with a chance to win a title. It's just exciting and fun. Off tackle on first down, Elijah Mitchell, 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. And I don't think that whatever titles these two guys have won, I don't think that it has happened in this league yet. So I think it's going to be a first-time championship for either one of them, which is, just great to see. Deebo Samuel still out till halftime. Here's a run up the middle to Jeff Wilson. He is keyed. So Anthony with a good call defensively, and it's going to be a loss of a yard.
Ooh.
But a personal foul. Chargers get the laundry on the field. First big penalty. And it's 1st and 10 now across midfield. Or I'm sorry, not quite to midfield. 1st and 10, San Fran at their 46. San Fran so far, 11 run calls, 5 passes. That's about what you'd expect. What I would anyway. Chargers, 7 runs, 14 passes, 2-1 there. Both teams kind of true to their identity. And on first down, here's a run. Elijah Mitchell going off tackle. The defense was doubling the flats and guessing pass, so Mitchell to the defensive card, and he's got himself a short gain. Nice run, 16 yards. That's going to be inside the 40-yard line of the Chargers at the 38. Elijah Mitchell now over 50 yards rushing here in the first half. 9 minutes, 36 seconds left to go here in the USFFL Super Bowl. In the first half, I should say. 6-6 is our score. Now, first down, Jeff Wilson back in as Rich carefully managing the workload for Elijah Mitchell. And Wilson again going right up the middle, and he's got a nice 6-yard pickup. 2nd and 4. Coach Pierce showing patience offensively. And on 2nd and 4, Chargers going to pull their safety up close. I don't know if we've seen Kittle targeted yet since Derwin James went out. He's been focusing on the run. He does it again here up the middle. Jeff Wilson, and it's 6 more. Clock keeps moving along. Niners 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line of the Chargers. Chargers had a 15-play touchdown drive in the second quarter, or I'm saying the first quarter. And the Niners had a 10-play touchdown drive. Other than that, these two teams have not moved the ball very much at all. First down run loses a yard for Jeff Wilson, 2nd and 11.
I was looking up San Francisco rushing attack. So they were number 7 in the NFL in real life.
In a strat, you mean, right?
In real life. In real
life.
Yeah.
For this
number
year,
7.
it was Carter.
And Elijah was he was like 965 yards rushing, 4.7 yards per carry. So, very effective. Just great back.
Sorry, and run Elijah Mitchell gets +3. Credit the defense for the run call, saving 6 yards. And it is 3rd and 8 at the 24. Still haven't seen Kittle. I got to think on 3rd and 8, you're fearing the double team right there. Back to pass Garoppolo. He is looking short to Jawan Jennings. And flushed out of the pocket. So we're going to have a dump pass. It's going to the fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. And he's going to get just 5 yards. So 4th and 3 at the 19. I think we're going to see a field goal. And we do. Field goal kicker comes on. Robbie Gold. 2 through 10 is up and good. And at the 6:36 mark of the second quarter, 49ers, with the first successful kick in this game, take the lead 9-6.
You were saying that Alyak's card isn't that good?
Say whose card?
Yeah, Alyak for San Francisco.
On long pass, yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah, but in real life at least, and those are the stats that I've got access to at the moment. So he was well over 800 yards in receptions that year, and 14.8 is not a bad average per reception. So he should actually have quite a good card.
But it must have all been in the zone. He has a 43-yard reception, but if you are looking at his long pass card, on wrong, the only completions are 2, 3, 11, 12. And on right, the only completions.
Boy, that's bad.
Yeah, and on right, the only completions are snake eyes and double sixes.
That's stinky.
So you can throw long to him, and he can go 43. He's fine. But if you're going to get a receiver result where you're going to have to call in his card to bring it in, it's not likely going to happen.
Yeah.
That's where you need Debo or even Kittle, who's Kittle's better than him at that. First down pass was again to Steven Anderson. Busy target for the Chargers. It was incomplete from Herbert, and it's 2nd and 10. Chargers at their 25. And here's a deep ball to Mike Williams. He is double-teamed, incomplete. There is a penalty, and that one's going against the offense, though, holding on the Chargers. So 3rd and 10 or 2nd and 20, and he'll go ahead and back him up, take the penalty yardage. Any thoughts of taking a 3rd and 10 on that one? I don't know. I always take the 2nd and 20 over a 3rd and 10, but sometimes I question myself on that. Coach Pierce takes the penalty, though, and it's 2nd and 20, Chargers at their 15. 2 tight end formation, but Herbert's in the shotgun here. You can take the quarterback run out of the equation for sure. And Eckler can only go up the middle. Defense in the nickel. Bosa's out. You need 20 yards. I would expect a short or long pass here. And it is indeed a deep ball. And San Fran defense calls run and left 0 men in zone. And it is still incomplete.
Oh, and
big
somebody else is hurt.
opportunity. 2nd and 20, and San Fran decided to play gutsy and called run, and it was long pass, 0 men on wrong, and it's still incomplete. As you referenced, John, nice catch. There's an injury to San Francisco's K'Wan Williams, and he is done for the day. K'Wan Williams is a backup cornerback. So he is the 4-rated cornerback that was in for the 4-rated cornerback Emmanuel Mosley. And now they are down to a 3rd string left cornerback that you should see out there as a 0. Oh, no, left man. So Emmanuel Mosley is still in left corner. So that must have been in as an extra DB on that last play. So a backup 4-rated cornerback is who got hurt. So back to the play. Bad break for the Chargers. As they got on 2nd and 20 deep in their own end, a long pass wrong, 0 men. The result was receiver, and Keenan Allen could not hit it. 6 possible catches, didn't get any of them. So 3rd and 20 here. Chargers from their own 15. San Fran now into a deep dime defense. There's a button hook over the middle, open zone to the tailback Austin Eckler. Needs 20. He's got a short gain on the quarterback card, and it's going to be a 17-yard pickup. There's a penalty, and it's against the defense. I thought he would decline it, but it must have been a dead ball foul because they marched off the 5 yards. So 3rd and 15 at the 20-yard line. Justin Herbert in the first half, under 6 minutes to go, just 8 of 16 for 64 yards. Struggling a little bit here. On 3rd and 15, 3 wide receivers split out for the Chargers. Herbert in the shotgun. Here's the sideline card in the right column. So 4th and 15. Chargers going to punt away from their own 20. And another nice punt from Tai Long. But a penalty wipes that away. Chargers back up 5 yards and punt it again. 47-yard punt, fielded at the 38-yard line and brought down right there is Brandon Ayuk. 5 minutes, 6 seconds to go before halftime. USFFL Super Bowl. Niners leading the Chargers 9-6. San Francisco 79 yards rushing here in the first half. He's been spreading it out. Jeff Wilson's in there now. Niners anxious to get back to second half action where Deebo Samuel can return. He was injured earlier in this first half. There's a quick in pass over the middle of the fullback and incomplete. Kyle Juszczyk couldn't make the catch on the one-man column defensively, 2nd and 10. Garoppolo just 4 of 7 for 56 yards as San Fran has been really focused on the run game in this one. There has been only 1 3rd down conversion in the first half in this game for both teams. 2nd and 10. Here's an off-tackle run. Elijah Mitchell, and he's going to get half of it. It's 3rd and 5. Mitchell picking up 5 yards with a linebacker there on the defensive card. His 10th carry in the first half. San Fran 3rd and 5 at their 43, 4:12 to go before halftime. So very big play, as the outcome of this play is really going to determine who gets possession for what is, likely to be the last meaningful possession of the first half. On this big down, Chargers are going to pull the safety up close, showing blitz. Out of the 3-4, Elijah Mitchell, the tailback. Defense gets his pass. It's a quick slant over the middle to Kittle, and he is double teamed. Great call by the defense. First down nonetheless. So Rich Pierce finally goes to Kittle. Anthony defensively sniffs it out, doubles him up, but on 3rd and 5, Kittle grabs the ball and stretches for a 6-yard gain. Big first down. Niners keep possession. Now at their 49-yard line, 3:36 to go before halftime. Chargers, they got to stop there. Punt would have come back to them, and then they would have probably had the last meaningful possession. That's a big play. Bookmark that one. We'll see what happens here. Niners keep the run set out there. Elijah Mitchell's the tailback. Defense guessing pass, but it's a run. Pitch out, left side. Elijah Mitchell going around his strong blockers over there. And on his card, Mitchell pops a short gain. Mitchell for 14 more. Down to the 37-yard line. First and 10. 3 minutes to go. And here's another pitch out to Mitchell. Defense guesses pass again. It's another short gain. This one on the defensive card. 15 more for Elijah Mitchell. Down to the 22-yard line of the Chargers. Elijah Mitchell now 12 carries, 90 yards. And the Niners over 100 yards rushing as a team. 2:24 to go and counting. I wonder if LA might start thinking about getting some timeouts and getting themselves a short possession. Regardless of the outcome here. Blocking back set for the Niners. Elijah Mitchell stays in the game. Nickel blitz. Shown by Tangora's Chargers. It's a run up the middle, and again, a pass defense. Elijah Mitchell again. To the defensive card, and Mitchell gets 6 yards. Niners persistent with the run. 2nd and 4 at the 16-yard line. Well, 2nd and 4. The Chargers are going to stay in a nickel set. Safety showing blitz. We are at the 2-minute warning. So I think that the Chargers would probably call timeout after this play if the clock is running to preserve themselves a scoring opportunity. Off tackle, Jeff Wilson's going to get 4 yards on his card. And indeed, Anthony's calling his first time out. Chargers now with 2. Clock stops at 1:52 before halftime. Niners up 9-6. They have the ball. 1st and 10 at the Chargers 12. So if you want to go real conservative, Niners could run it 3 times and LA could only stop the clock twice. Chargers showing blitz out of the nickel. Elijah Mitchell back in as the tailback for San Fran. Defense guesses pass. Mitchell run right up the middle on his card. A good 5 yards. LA calls another timeout. They have 1 left. 2nd and 5 at the Chargers 7-yard line.
Since
Elijah
we're both
Mitchell.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Huh? No, go ahead,
No, I was
please.
about to say, since we're both so ignorant of containment rules, I looked them up. They don't apply inside the 10.
They do not apply inside the 10?
That's what linebacker run containment does not apply inside the 10.
Yeah, that's something I didn't know. Like I say, a loose understanding of the rules.
Use use check and just pound it.
Juszczyk's not that bad a running card. I would love to have that fullback.
I really would love a running fullback. I love having the guy that I like the pro set.
Oh, I do too.
If you got a running back who can run, a linebacker, a fullback who can run. It's a great
There's
it's a great set.
Jeff Wilson, oh, and he gets 5 yards, and that sets up 1st and goal at the 2. So the Chargers burned their last time out, 1:37 left. And, you know, if you score here, John, you leave the Chargers a bunch of time. You almost wouldn't mind not necessarily getting in on 1st down if you're San Fran. I'd certainly run it just to get a chance to run the clock if I don't get it. Plenty of motivation to make the conservative play call. Just try to run it up the middle here. Worst case scenario, you can run the clock down and still have 3 chances to run it in again if you want. And it is indeed a sneak to Garoppolo. He is keyed, though. Good call by the defense. And he is going to be stopped, but there's a penalty. It's against the Chargers. So it should be 1st and goal still. Now at the 1, I believe. Assuming that Rich is going to take the penalty, and I would think he would. Well, we're waiting, and I'm wondering. There it is. They do indeed take the penalty. So 1st and goal at the 1. So unless he loses yardage here or gets no gain, it will stop the clock. 90 seconds to go before halftime. Niners up by 3. Trying to add more. Full house formation for San Fran. Mitchell, Juszczyk, and Wilson. Behind Garoppolo. 3-4 blitz shown here from the Chargers. Here's the play call. It's another sneak to Garoppolo. He's keyed again. So another good call. And it's going to lose a yard. There's a penalty. And it is a personal foul against the Chargers. So again, 1st and goal at the 1. Chargers with their 7th penalty of the game. So still 1st and goal at the 1, approximately, more like the half-yard line. Wink, wink. Back-to-back sneaks by the quarterback were keyed successfully. And this time, Garoppolo is actually going to take a knee. So interesting play call here from Coach Rich Pierce. I wondered about that. You take a knee, makes it 2nd and goal at the 2. Chargers are out of timeouts, lets you run the clock once. Gets it down to 37 seconds left. This is an extremely smart call as long as you do get the touchdown. If you don't get the touchdown, the reason you don't could potentially be traced back to giving up that down. So an interesting decision. A lot of things to go into that one. 2nd and goal at the 2. Full house again. Sneak again to the quarterback. This time the key is on a running back. Garoppolo to the defensive card. Touchdown Niners. And the decision for Rich Pierce pays off. As the Niners are now on top 15-6. The extra point pending by Robbie Gould. And it is good. And the Niners take a 16-6 lead with 22 seconds left. And taking a knee before running that play is what prevents the Chargers here from having a minute and 22 left as opposed to just 22 seconds. So it's a ballsy play, but a pretty good one. And a squib kick by the Niners kind of goes wrong as it is recovered by the Chargers inside of San Fran territory at the 48. So still 15 seconds on the clock. And the Chargers have an opportunity to maybe get back to within a score here if they can get him. Nickel defense here from the 49ers. 3 wide receivers split out. Herbert in the shotgun. Got to get to the 32 for good field goal range. Back to pass, looking short. Jared Cook is the target, and it's a receiver opportunity. Cook's got it. First down pass, but he does not get out of bounds, and so he has to spike it. And he spikes it, and leave 1 second. Here comes a field goal try from the 35. 2, 3, and 4 are good. The kick is up. It is good.
Whoa.
A 52-yarder drilled by Dustin Hopkins. And the squib kick does cost the Niners. Your halftime score from the Super Bowl. 16-9. 49ers on top. Wow, what a big turn of events at halftime. A lot of coaching things in motion. Love to get into that more, folks, but we are already into the second half. So I'm going to try to bookmark something here before we do. Niners up by 7. Here's a first down run to Austin Eckler. I like to see some of the halftime stats. There's 7 yards on the ground. So the first half stats, San Francisco outgained Los Angeles 187-107. 16 first downs to 8. No turnovers. San Fran only 1 penalty. Really good game. 100 yards rushing on the ground. Garoppolo 5 of 8, but they're only up by 7. Chargers have the opening possession of the second half. 2nd and 3 now at their 36. And here's a quick out pass right back to the tight end, Jared Cook. Cook with receiver opportunity again. 7 more yards and a first down. Chargers now out to their 43-yard line. I will adjourn to the refrigerator for a soda. One moment. Super Bowl Sunday. I started recently broadcasting these games from the big screen so I can actually get up and walk around while I'm doing it. First down run up the middle. Austin Eckler going nowhere. Just a pickup of a yard as the 4 on the white die cannot beat the San Fran nose tackle. Well, I got to think that Coach Tangora is just thrilled to get that chance there. Here's a deep ball, and Jalen Guyton has it for the Chargers. Justin Herbert hits him. Pickup of 31. Herbert on his own card. And the Chargers now, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line of San Fran.
He's not gotten a lot off of Herbert's right columns so far this game.
No, he really hasn't. Back to pass again, looking short. Jared Cook, incomplete. As Cook could not beat the defender on that play. Jaquiski Tart. And to John's point, Justin Herbert now just 50% passing. 11 of 22 for 115. Right back to Jared Cook. He's double teamed, incomplete. Coach Rich Pierce starting to pick up on the trend. As the Chargers like to target all 3 of their tight ends a lot. 3rd and 10 at the 25 now. From here, it's a 2-9 and 12 field goal. Back to pass. Looking deep, actually. Going back to Jalen Guyton. But Herbert's flushed out of the pocket. He needs 10 yards on 3rd down. And it's going to be receiver opportunity and just a 6-yard pickup. Mike Williams. 0-man column on the flat pass. Could have been better, but 4th and 4th and 19. Interesting call for an aggressive coach. You're down by 7. I bet he's going. From here at the 19, this is a 2-10 chippy field goal. I know it's early 3rd quarter. He's aggressive generally, And again, this is the coach that just won the AFC Championship game on a 2-point conversion at the gun, but he's kicking the field goal here, and it's good. And I think that's probably the right call. Right, John? What do you think?
Which call? You mean kicking it?
Kicking that field goal on 4th and 4 when you're down by 7.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'll bet if it was 4th and 3, he's going.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. 4 is just, you know, you lack a credible, well, yeah, could say lacks a credible run threat at anything bigger than 3rd and 3. And so, you know.
Yeah. Niners taking over now. 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line. So not the best kick return from them, although I missed it. 1st and 10 on the 10. There's a nice run up the middle. Elijah Mitchell continues his big day. First down carry for 17 yards on the defensive card, capitalizing on a couple of boxes there. Chargers took the opening drive of the second half and got themselves a field goal. They trail 16-12 here. Probably not a score-a-gami, but not a score you see every day. Here's another run up the middle to Elijah Mitchell, just hammering on the ground. Mitchell now 16 carries for 125 yards.
On that play call, you'd have to wonder if you were in the Chargers seat, do I have a back with a great right column?
To get 4 yards is tough on right.
Yeah, because, you know, the odds are if the guy does go counter and call run on you, you're going to need that in order to assure you're picking up that 4th down. So for me, the decision hinges less on Eckler's wrong column than it would be on any alternative back's right column.
I just look at it differently because if I'm going for 4th and 4, I'm assuming if I've got the balls to run it, it's going to be on wrong. I don't think you have the balls to call run on me on 4th and 4. I just don't. Now, obviously, there's a lot of variables that can depend on the team, on the matchup, and everything. But I like to think I'm going to get that one on wrong if I call run. Here's a 3rd and 3 flat pass to Deebo Samuel, who is back in the game, and he's got 3 yards plus his yak, and that's going to be a net 14-yard gain for San Francisco. Niners out to the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. I mean, and that just shows, John, that, we all look at situational football differently, which is totally okay, completely normal. I can tell you unequivocally, I would never go for a 2-point conversion at the gun in the AFC title game, knowing I lose it if I fail. I can't see myself doing that. But, that's right in Anthony's wheelhouse. He got it done. I'm impressed. 1st and 10. It's another looking pass. This one's to Deebo Samuel, and he's going to get 4. His 3rd catch. As the Niners on their first possession of the second half cross midfield. 2nd and 6 at the 48-yard line. The other thing is, I'm looking at this game right now, and here's a 2nd and 6 flat pass out to the left side. Kyle Juszczyk. Coming back to that in a second. And Juszczyk, it's incomplete, but a penalty. And quarterback Garoppolo is going to be called for intentional grounding. So big break for the Chargers defense. 3rd and 16 now. San Fran at their 42. Deebo Samuel was hurt in this game and missed much of the first half, but he is back. Derwin James of the Chargers was injured in this game. He will not return. Nick Bosa, who missed parts of the previous 2 playoff games, is out for this one entirely. Third and 16 for San Francisco. Back to the point I was going to make a second ago. The Chargers are down 16-12. They do not have a third down conversion in this game. Yeah. You just got to fight through the adversity, and he's doing it and staying close. There's a little button hook pass, tailbook Elijah Mitchell, and Mitchell going to actually be incomplete. So 4th down, Niners, they'll punt from their 42. Wisnowski with a punt inside the 20, fielded at the 18, and nothing doing, just a fair catch there. So halfway through the third quarter, the Chargers will take their second possession of the second half. They trail the USFFL Super Bowl 16-12. There's a screen pass to Eckler, and it's going to get 13 yards. 0 men on the defensive column. Chargers out to the 31. Just the second catch in the game for Austin Eckler. Both teams have punted twice. Still turnover-free football. Here's another screen pass to Eckler again. There is a linebacker in zone, and it's going to be a 5-yard gain on the defensive card. Second and 5, Chargers from their 36.
What is the play count so far for the Chargers? How many plays have they run?
Check that after this here. We got a deep ball to Mike Williams and nobody in zone. And Mike Williams has got himself a long gain. Mike Williams has a 54-yard deep pass to the line of the Niners. As Herbert, for the second time in this half, has completed a deep ball. Chargers offense starting to heat up. They're first and goal at the 10-yard line now. John, what was your question again? That was unexpected.
How many plays have the Chargers run so far?
Let's check that now. Inside run, Austin Eckler into a pass defense. It's going to be a pickup of 3, second and goal at the 7. And it looks like the Niners have run 42 plays to 36 by the Chargers.
Okay, so the average NFL game has each team on average runs about 62, 63 offensive plays per game. So we have plenty of remaining plays for San Francisco to revert to, for the Chargers to revert to the mean. Reverting to the mean means, they do get third conversions on third down.
Yes.
So you would expect them to start picking that up. One would think. I mean, there's enough plays remaining that a reversion to the mean would have them actually picking up some third downs.
Second and goal, defense guessing pass. It's a run. And Austin Eckler, he's going to plow into the end zone. Austin Eckler with a 7-yard touchdown run on a short gain from his own card. And the Chargers, for the first time today, have taken a lead, 18-16, and they're going to go for the extra point. Hopkins puts it through. And with just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, Chargers are up 19-16, and here comes another squib kick. So you squib kick it. I mean, there is a fumble there. It's on 11, so it's not like a higher probability of a fumble. I don't see a weakness on his kicker.
Was there a TD possibility on a regular return?
No, that's what I'm saying. San Fran's best kick returner has a plus 68. And even the next best for that guy, I mean, it's all terrible returns. Other than that plus 68, it goes down 25, 22. I mean, you'd be losing yardage. So I'm confused by it, to say the least. But it is what it is. Jeff Wilson, by the way, a first down run of 15 yards as San Fran continues to just pound the ground game into the Chargers defense. Garoppolo 1st and 10, short pass, incomplete, but dead ball foul. Back up the offense 5 yards. The Niners now 1st and 15 at their own 42. So San Fran working from behind for the first time in this Super Bowl. We'll see how it impacts their run game. It shouldn't, you wouldn't expect. San Fran has outrushed Los Angeles in this game 172-48. Justin Herbert outpassing Garoppolo 193-80. So definitely to contrast. Of the 21 postseason is for this league. First down flare pass out to the left side. There's actually nobody in that zone. It's the only empty flat zone, so an opportunity here for the offense. There's the roll to the defensive card, 0 mid. And that's good. Long gain, Kyle Juszczyk. And let's see how far he goes inside the 40 and down to the 32 of Los Angeles. Kyle Juszczyk with a 26-yard reception. It could have gone 38. And back to our discussion earlier, John, that's where it's nice to have a versatile fullback that can surprise somebody.
Yeah, I live in Baltimore, so we know Kyle Juszczyk here very well. And
oh, yeah.
He's just a great player. Great player. A lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm back. John, can you hear me? All right. So it looks like maybe I got disconnected. So let's go ahead and see if I can't get back into the game now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, that's good. Thanks. I appreciate that.
I've got a dash though, so it's been a joy watching this game with you, Tim.
Yeah. John, thank you for stopping in. I really do appreciate it, man. Always welcome. Good to see you.
Okay, man. Have a great off season. Enjoy yourself, and we'll catch you back next fall.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Take care.
Good luck to both coaches. Bye.
Amen to that. That was John Freeze, head coach, Indianapolis Colts. And I'm back in the game. Here's a 3rd and 7 play. Short pass, incomplete by the Niners. It's going to be 4th and 7 at the 18, and they're going to try for the tying field goal. Robbie Gould comes on. It's 2 through 10. And that kick is good. And with 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, the USFFL Super Bowl is tied 19 to 19. Let me check a couple things here. We're showing whole screen. Everybody should be seeing everything just fine. Oh, except, wait a minute. No, I've got to share the screen. That came down, I see. Hang on one second here. All right, now back to full screen, and we should be good. All right. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to double check it in a second, but folks, we are in the USFFL Super Bowl. We are on to the 4th quarter. 15 minutes left to go in this Super Bowl. It is tied 19-19. What a game. Both teams have missed an extra point. Chargers 2nd and 10. Here's a short pass. Keenan Allen, he's got it. 15 yards. Chargers out to their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Here's a little side pass to the tight end, Jared Cook. It's incomplete. Missed a split roll in the one-man column defensively. 2nd and 10. Chargers up near midfield now. Here's a screen to the tailback, Eckler, and it's incomplete as Eckler cannot make a catch on his right column. 3rd and 10. San Fran has outgained the Chargers 284 to 256. It's an interesting game. 3rd and 10 play here. The Chargers are in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers split out. Niners in the nickel. A lot of 0s and 4s there covering the defensive or covering the receivers here. Niners are rated poor, I think it was, against the pass. The card itself doesn't look as bad, particularly on short pass. But again, the cover guys, not the best rated here. 3rd and 10. Oh, great call defensively. It's a down and out pass to Eckler, and he's double teamed. Incomplete. Fourth and 10, and the Chargers going to punt from their 45. Ty Long puts that one down to the 10, and Ayuk with a nice 13-yard return gets San Fran across the 20. They'll take over at their 23. 13 minutes and 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. 19-19 game. San Fran has the ball. Elijah Mitchell, the tailback in a blocking back set. Mitchell with a big game today. Here comes the run off tackle, right side, Elijah Mitchell. And he's going to lose a couple yards there. Chargers had a linebacker in the zone, and that forced a negative run when the guard couldn't make 6 on the white die. 2nd and 12. Here's a pitch out. Elijah Mitchell. Defense calls run, but it goes to the defensive card, and Mitchell gets around the end, and he's got himself a first down run on the defensive card. Split roll of 2 through 10 to get the 15 gain, and he got it. Elijah Mitchell now 19 carries, 145 yards today. Niners out to their 36, 1st and 10. 12 minutes to go. Jeff Wilson comes in at tailback. Niners now 36 rushes on the day and 199 yards on the ground. But they're passing here. Deep ball, Deebo Samuel. Defense guesses pass. It is incomplete. As Garoppolo on his card, just one click under the long gain on right. Nice call by the defense, and it's 2nd and 10. That would have been a long game had the Chargers called run. And now the Niners putting Deebo Samuel into the backfield. He's at tailback behind Kyle Juszczyk. Ayuk and Jennings split out. 3-4 defense here from the Chargers. The call is passed, but it's a draw. Off tackle, Deebo Samuel. And Samuel gets through the line and into the secondary. Across midfield at the 49-yard line of Los Angeles. A 15-yard gain on a 2 through 11 split roll on the Chargers defensive guard. Niners continue to pile up ground yardage. Elijah Mitchell back in at tailback. And back to pass on 1st down. He's looking deep to Deebo Samuel yet again. Defense did call pass, so good call by Coach Tangora there. Quarterback flushed out of the pocket, so now looking short. Here comes a dump to the tight end, Kittle. And that is going to be intercepted. Intercepted on the quarterback's card. Intercepted by the Chargers. We have the game's first turnover. Drew Tranquil picks it off. And right at midfield, at the 48 actually, of Los Angeles, the Chargers are taking over possession. 10:48 to go in this one, still 19 apiece. That was just a flat pass right. Garoppolo hits the 11 on his card. It's a 2 through 5 split, and he rolls the 5. Gives us the game's first turnover. We'll see what the Chargers can do with it. starting on just over their side of the field. Chargers set up with 2 tight ends. Niners keeping the extra defender back there. It's a nickel defense. And here comes a run. It's off tackle. Austin Eckler's got himself a short gain. He is into the secondary and all the way to the 35-yard line of San Francisco, a pickup of 17. San Fran has certainly outrushed the Chargers today, but Eckler now 10 carries, 54 yards. He does have a touchdown on the ground as well. From the 35 of the Niners. And Justin Herbert back to pass. He's looking short, but he's flushed out of the pocket. And in a flat, he's now going to go to Mike Williams, and it's incomplete. Herbert on his card. Found a soft spot, 2nd and 10. San Francisco with 7 more minutes of possession time in this game and 8 more first downs. And they're still the only team to convert a 3rd down play at all. They're 3 of 8 on 3rd downs. Chargers are 0 for 6. But that doesn't matter. Scoreboard says it's tied, 19 apiece. And the Chargers have the ball in San Fran territory. And on 2nd and 10, back to pass, looking short, but he's brought down. Sack on the play. Arden Key gets to Justin Herbert. Loss of 8. The Chargers now 3rd and 18 back at the 43-yard line. Dime defense here from San Francisco. Still in a 2 tight end set for the Chargers. Out of the shotgun, though. Eckler's still the tailback. I would expect a short pass here. Maybe. He gets a short pass. He might be willing to go for a 4th down. Oh, he's actually going to run it. Justin Herbert around the edge, and he's going to get himself 9 yards around the left side. And because of the 2 tight end offense, the offensive onside end on the left side was able to make a block on that 4 white die. Good break for the Chargers. Brings up a 4th and 9 at the 34. Here, the Chargers are just a 2 to 4 field goal, a number they've already hit once today, just before halftime. But if they can get a +2 on the variable here, it drops to 2 to 9 and 12. He is going to eschew both of those choices, and Anthony's going to go for it here. 4th and 9 at the 34-yard line of San Francisco, 8:42 to go here in the 4th quarter, all tied up. 3 wide receivers splitting out. Shotgun formation, Eckler beside Herbert. Nickel defense here from San Francisco. Second 4th down attempt of the game by the Chargers. They were 1 for 1, converting it in the first half. And I may be wrong. I think they ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. Big 4th and 9 here. Just under 9 minutes to go in the game. And back to pass, looking short. Defense double teamed 3 receivers, including Mike Williams. And on the receiver double team column, that is incomplete. Defense decided to keep it simple, assume a short pass was coming, and flush out the double teams. And he got one at the man he needed. And that was the difference. So the Niners come up with a defensive stand just on the fringe of field goal range after the sack by Arden Key. And they take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 34. 8 minutes, 24 seconds left to go in the USFFL Super Bowl. And I can only speak from my own perspective, but I'm on the edge of my seat. This is a damn good game. First down, the drive starter is going to be a screen pass, and it's to an open zone, Elijah Mitchell. And we've got an interception split roll. It's picked off! Picked off by the Chargers again in the flat. Garoppolo was trying to hit his tailback, Elijah Mitchell. Justin Jones stepped in front of it. And it looks like we had an interception return for a touchdown because I'm seeing the field goal kicker coming on. It's 25-19 on the scoreboard. Extra point is up and good. And the Chargers at 8:06 have assumed a 26-19 lead in this game. And here comes another squib kick. Niners take over at the 27-yard line. We are halfway through the fourth quarter, and the LA Chargers are suddenly up by 7. And something glitched where it's not going to show me that play, but that looks to me like that was a pick 6 for the Chargers and a big one in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. Still plenty of time left for San Fran, though. Drama not probably over. From their 27, here's a pitch out around the edge. Elijah Mitchell, it's into a pass call. And Elijah Mitchell's around the edge and across midfield, brought down at the 35-yard line. A 38-yard run on snake eyes for San Fran. Mitchell now 20 carries, 183 yards in this game. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of the Chargers. "38 carries for 252 yards on the ground for San Fran. First down play here. It's a pass. Looking short, Deebo Samuel. He's got him. 13 yards, Garoppolo to Samuel. On his own card. As Garoppolo now back to an even 50%, 9 of 18. For 119 yards, 2 big interceptions. But now he has his offense on the fringe of the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line of Los Angeles. Chargers showing 3-4 and bringing the safety up, showing blitz. Elijah Mitchell still the tailback behind Juszczyk. Defense guessing run. It's a screen pass to Mitchell. There are 2 men in the zone. It goes to the defensive card. And with 2 men in zone, that's incomplete. Nice job by Coach Tangora stacking the flat zones. Second and 10 now. Chargers still showing the safety up close. I wonder if it might be Kittle time. We still haven't seen Kittle really targeted a lot, considering Derwin James, a 6-rated safety, was hurt early in this game. Wondering now if down here deep late, has he been saving it? And indeed, it's a run call by the defense. Short pass to George Kittle, but it's incomplete. Garoppolo on the wrong column on his card. Hits the 5. The completions were on 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here comes a very big third down. 3rd and 10 for San Fran at the 22. Not much field goal leverage to think about here. You lose a yard, it gets worse, that's for sure. 2 to 8 if you were to lose yardage here. Would he consider running it here on 3rd and 10? Anthony probably thinking containment. Nickel from the Chargers. Safety up close again, showing blitz on this 3rd and 10. 6 minutes, 36 seconds left to go. Indeed, it's a run, off tackle draw into a pass defense. Rich is going to see what he can get from Elijah Mitchell here. To the defensive card we go, and it's going to be 5 yards, so he only gets half of it. Beating the nose tack easily with a 6 on the white die. And with 5:24 to go in the fourth quarter, the Niners are faced with a 4th and 5 at the 17. So do you want to take the automatic field goal? You'd still be down by 4. With 5:24 on the clock, that is right in that gray zone for me. So I can understand why Rich is still thinking about it. We do not see an offensive formation play call here yet, and now we do. The kicking team is on. They're going to put Robbie Gould out there. That's probably the best play. 2 through 10, it is good. And with 5:24 to go in the Super Bowl, Chargers are still up 26-22, a 4-point edge now. The ensuing kickoff was returned out to the 37-yard line. Nice return there. Andre Roberts, I believe. We didn't see it. We're going to keep close track of the time here. 5:24 and counting. Both teams all 3 timeouts. Chargers up by 4. 2 tight end is their formation. Eckler at tailback. Back to pass. Looking short. Going to Donald Parham. He's got it. 12 yards. Nice call by the defense. The double team was on Parham, but it was by a linebacker. Went to the defensive card of a 3-minute zone. Found that completion. Chargers now out to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10. 4:48 remaining. Niners trail by 4. They need possession. Here's a quick out pass right back to Parham. He's going to lose a couple yards. Justin Herbert on his card in the right column hit a -2. 2nd down and 12. 4:12 remaining in this game, and it's going to tick away quickly. Here's a run call to Justin Herbert, and he is brought down after just a 1-yard gain. Good call by the defense, calling run, saves a 9-yard run. Justin Herbert, a dangerous runner on wrong if you're looking at the broadcast here. And Coach Rich Pierce gets his run at just the right moment. And that sets up a 3rd and 11. Now 3 minutes, 36 seconds left to go in the Super Bowl. This is a big must stop for the San Fran defense. 3 wide receivers are out here for the Chargers. Herbert in the shotgun. Nickel defense from San Francisco. And the deep ball is coming to Jalen Guyton. He is double teamed by the defense, and that is going to be caught anyway. The double team by Jimmy Ward, but it went to the defensive card, and with 1 man in that zone, a split roll, 2 through 10, plus 30 was hit, and it's 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line of San Fran. Big long pass by Justin Herbert to Guyton. Guyton's 2nd deep ball of the game. 3 minutes to go. And here's a 1st down pitch out. And it's 6 yards to Elijah Mitchell and a personal foul on top of that. That'll stop the clock with 2:42 remaining. Chargers now 1st and goal at the 8. And if you're San Fran, if you're anybody, this game is all about keeping them out of the end zone because you have plenty of time to come back and score if you're San Fran, unless it's a 2-score game. Touchdown all but ends it. 1st and goal at the 8. The Chargers set up a full house. Defense calls runner is off tackle, Justin Jackson, and nothing doing. In fact, he loses 2 yards to make it 2nd and goal at the 10. Offensive guard could not make the block. And that lost yardage now puts it back at the yard line. San Francisco calls their first timeout. Stops it at 2:24 left. Now at the 10, the flat pass is open again. Those linebackers are no longer up on the line automatically on the run, and they have to consider those flats. So the whole playbook, the whole outlook of this high-leverage situation has changed dramatically with that 2-yard loss. opens up a lot more things to consider for both sides of the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal at the 10. The Chargers come out in their 2 tight end formation. Parham on the left, Cook on the right. Eckler the tailback. Waiting on the defensive formation here, and it's going to be a 4-3 standard set. Second and goal from the 10. Back to pass. Herbert. He's looking short. Going to try to get to the end zone. Keenan Allen is the target, but he is flush. We've got a flat pass flush. A dump to Mike Williams. And it's going to hit the 0-man column. And Mike Williams is into the end zone for the Chargers. A +16 result and a 10-yard touchdown pass. Herbert to Mike Williams. The connection that has their 2nd touchdown in this game. And just on the plus side of the 2-minute warning, the Chargers get the touchdown, and they're up 33-22 on 11-point lead. We have now reached the 2-minute warning. Niners down by 2 scores. 1st and 10 at their 19. They have just 2 timeouts. Garoppolo not built to win a game this way. Deep dime defense by the Chargers, and it's a deep ball to Samuel. It's incomplete. 2-minute zone shuts that down quickly. 2nd and 10 at the 19. Garoppolo now 9 of 21 for 119 yards. 152, another deep ball. This one to Jawan Jennings, but he's forced to scramble, and Garoppolo is going to get himself 7 yards, and he gets out of bounds. That's as good as Garoppolo could do on that play. Snake eyes was the role to get him those 7 yards, getting out of bounds to stop the clock. Sets up a 3rd and 3 at their own 26. Clock stopped at 1:45. Garoppolo in the shotgun. Deebo Samuel right beside him in the backfield. Here's a deep ball to Brandon Ayuk. But the quarterback is flushed again. This pass is going to Mohamed Sanu, and that ball is incomplete. Actually, another interception split roll for Garoppolo on the flat pass, but he didn't get the bad roll on that one. Nevertheless, it is 4th and 3. And the Chargers on the verge of winning a world championship. Deebo Samuel still in the backfield here for this big 4th and 3 in a blocking back set. Defense stays in a pass set. 2 men in the deep zone. It's a deep ball right at it and incomplete. And the Chargers have taken over. 1st and 26-yard line of San Fran. 1:30 to go with an 11-point lead. San Fran has 2 timeouts, but it is pretty much academic at this point. Full house formation. And Justin Herbert takes a knee. But a dead ball foul as San Fran rushed across the line of scrimmage. So it's 1st and 5 now. Quarterback takes a knee again. We'll see if San Fran takes their timeouts. It's the Super Bowl. I would. But he does not. And I get it. I would. But that's because I'm a sucker for that 0.0034% chance that the different things were going to come to pass to get me into the end zone. Nevertheless, Justin Herbert takes a knee, and if we don't get a timeout, that's going to do it. Waiting on the I don't think we've seen for sure timeout is called. It is not. And that's the ball game, folks. Your USFFL champion for the 2021 season is Anthony Tangora, and the Los Angeles Chargers, coming in as a 1 seed, the upstart San Fran 49ers. A late pick 6 in the fourth quarter really proved to be the difference in that one. And we'll take a look now to see if it'll show me that play. And it really does not. Anthony acknowledging he is on the way to the broadcast. I'm going to have to ask him who made that big interception and have him confirm that it was indeed a pick 6. San Francisco led at halftime 16-9 in a big turn of events just before halftime as the Chargers picked up a field goal right before half. Some irony to that is it was set up by a squib kick that just didn't turn out very well for San Fran. We didn't think there was enough time left on the clock after that squib, but a bad squib set up a field goal that got it to within 7, and that set up a real opportunity for him. And our coaches have now popped in to join us. We welcome both Rich Pierce of San Francisco and Anthony Tangora of Los Angeles. Talk to me, gentlemen, about the Super Bowl.
First of all, I guess I say congratulations to Anthony there. Good job, buddy. I was just hoping to get on this post game and not see you smoking a cigar. That was my goal today.
Win or lose, that was going to happen, Rich. Win or lose.
Well done. Well coached. A good team there. I mean, well coached, a challenging defensive team there. You did a good job.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was really an interesting game, wasn't it? Because I thought your defensive calls were great, and you had situations where that just got stymied one way or the other, and honestly too, I mean, I probably had 3 or 4 keys that were called back for penalties, right? Correct keys or something, on key downs. We both were making a mess of good calls, I thought, on D. I mean, really nice job, Rich. And something, Strat had its way to sort of interfere with our with our plans and well thought out strategies. It sort of just stuck a knife right in at the and it stuck a knife in you, I think, just a bit more, because obviously you had the dump off interception ×2, right? And sure, we all know you're coming in with a tough card with Jimmy, but that's still, it's not that
Who
much.
made that pick? Was it a pick? So on the broadcast, we didn't exactly see it. I had to assume it was a pick 6. It is a pick 6 that happened there on that second one, right?
Yeah.
Second one.
Who made that pick 6? Do you know?
And
I think I threw it. I threw it to the halfback. I threw it to the halfback.
I was just curious. Go ahead, Anthony.
I was going to say that was one of the real key differences in the game. And Tim, if you'll let me share my screen for a second here, let me just show you something.
Happy to. How do I do it?
I think if I just do it, it'll go. Stand by.
Yep. Oh, I can add it.
Okay, so
he's got to throw it down to the truck. Hold on.
Take a look at my interception return charts. Okay, so because they're individualized for the team. Can you see them here?
Yes, I can.
Take a good look at them, especially the short pass and long pass and how poor it is, but also the flat pass. Now compare it to the Niners. I mean, it is eye-poppingly. I mean, maybe we do it this way so you can really see them side by side.
Well, I'm seeing that on short pass, he's got interception returns that would go to the house, whereas you don't. That was the main thing I noticed in that quick.
But look, even on the flat pass. So one of my big worries, I'll zoom this in back in a second. My big worries coming into this was, if I get picked, I'm a dead man, because he's got probably the best interception return. Here you go. There's head to head. Niners left. Chargers right. He said extra on the flat pass. Touchdown. 3-4. I just hit 3. There's just, and then of course it's not even close in the short pass, long pass. Short pass, long pass. Chargers are just putrid. But the point I'm trying to make is that to win a game on an interception return, walking into this game, was surprising to say the least, because that was probably the biggest single disadvantage that the Chargers had coming into the game.
Other than the run defense.
Yeah, I'd say the run defense was 1, and that was like 2Z.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna
run defense on
I
a
gotta catch
standalone
the
basis,
ball
but I can call run though. I can call run, and if I want to, it's I thought the offensive defensive dynamics were pretty close, honestly. I mean, pretty close both ways. I didn't think I was dealing from a difficult hand in terms of offense versus defense. I thought that in no way was I disadvantaged, as far as my defense. In comparison to when I was on offense, I thought we both had a really good shot to score points, honestly.
I think your coaching of the defensive coordinator made up for a lot of. I mean, I was pretty much running at will, and you weren't calling pass, and then I just mixed in a couple of passes.
40 carries for 264 yards. Go on, Rich.
Yeah, but you know what was coming down the stretch was I was getting low on carries with those guys.
Right.
And I was thinking, if I had to put together it was going to come down to, I didn't think it was going to be a 2-score game, but I figured it was going to be a 1-score game. I was going to need those carries. That's why I started mixing in a couple of passes, but, because I didn't have another back that didn't, Wilson was 1 yard, 1 carry away from being fatigued, and Mitchell was 2. And I don't mind running those guys when they're -1 and -2 yards, but if I needed them, so I figured I'd throw the pass in, but Jimmy G, I tried to protect myself a long way this year because Jimmy G hurt me early on. But 2 things I want to mention, and then I'll throw it back to Anthony. One is I want to thank Dennis Young, because I was a traveling salesman, I guess you might say, this year, and he subbed in for 3 games for me and won the last game to get in. So thanks to Dennis on that. And the second one is, I'm glad to see teams like the Jets and Cincinnati, kind of starting to do well, because this league wouldn't be what it is without those guys that are coaching, the Carolinas and the Houston Texans and the Jets. I don't remember the guy in the Jets, but Jacksonville. I mean, but, year after year, the same guys got the Jets and the same guys got the Bengals. And those guys help make this a great league. So hats off to those guys. But great job, Anthony, all the way around.
Thanks, Rich, and great job to you too. It really was not how if I were going to win that, it was not how I expected to win it. And I'm sure you'd probably say the same thing. If you thought the Chargers going to win, it was maybe Jimmy G interceptions would come into it, but they're not really that bad. His INTs. So
No.
You would figure that I would have more ability to get yards down the field and just sort of outscore it, and you just didn't. And you would need a long pass at the end and just wouldn't have, what you'd want out of Jimmy to get that. It didn't turn out like that. It just didn't. It was more of a defensive battle than I really thought it was, despite the yards. And I guess defensive battle, you'd say, just sort of down in distance, right? Get inside the red zone. I mean, that's where it really got interesting, I thought, on both sides. We kind of moved between the 20s, okay. But it really got interesting inside, especially when you were inside the red zone, I thought. And because at least in a compressed field, I have just a better shot. But even it just felt a little more defensive than I thought it would, and I would not expect an interception return again. That was the last thing I was expecting.
I think I was able to overcome the 2 Jimmy G fourth quarter picks on flat pass. The key play, I think, was the 3rd and 10 long pass to Guyton when I had him double teamed, and he got guys on the defensive card. At that point, I said, all right, that's it. Now it's over.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. There was a 3rd down play where I kind of said on the broadcast, you bookmark this one, because I think it was a big play. Hey, another thing that was big, I got a couple quick questions. First of all, before I forget, I want to come to Anthony. Why are you squib kicking all game? And I know you know what you're doing. I'm not questioning. I just need to know why. What's going on? What's the thing?
Well, I mean, it was right there, right? You had the card image up, right? So
yeah,
it was just the way, an anomaly in the cards. When your opponent has a like a plus 68 at the top, but otherwise is a bad average, and you happen to have a good amount of touchbacks, a decent amount of touchbacks anyway, and good coverage. Combination of those 4 things at the same time. When those 4 things converge, you're better off squibbing every time. And those 4 things converged in this particular game. It's kind of odd.
But my thinking is, as long as he's not going to get that plus 68, you're more likely going to lose every time. Am I missing the math, or is it?
Oh yeah, you're missing the math. There was a really good chance he was inside the 25 every time. High.
Okay.
And worst. Yeah.
Hey, I trust you. I was just curious because I was trying to work that out for myself. So I was kind of curious about that. The other thing I wanted to highlight was just before halftime. I think we don't want to lose in the shuffle. One of the big turning points was right at halftime. Rich gets the score and then does that squib kick that I assume probably a pretty safe squib kick. Ended up a lot shorter, a lot worse of a squib than you wanted. And that allowed Anthony to set up and get a field goal, that big, long field goal right before halftime on the 2 through 4. Quite a big break that gets him down to a 7-point deficit right before getting another possession coming out of halftime. So I wanted to highlight that. I thought that was a big lucky break there too.
Sure was.
Yeah, that was a 50-50 chance, because I think if the number 1 back got it, Andre Roberts, there could have been a potential there. And then the number 2 back got it, I was okay. But even if Andre Roberts got it, he really only had 1 play to do some damage, because obviously squib kick takes time off the clock, which is what I was going for. And I guess the ultimate respect for the way Anthony can move down the field is when Jimmy G took a knee.
Yes. I was actually asking before that. I was like, would you consider taking a knee? And
really?
Sure enough, you didn't at first. And then you got in a position, you're like, I think now I'm going to do that.
Well, when I had first and goal at the 1, I said, all right, I could take a knee here, because who doesn't want second and goal from the 2?
You had 3 first and goals at the right?
Yeah.
I think you had 3. Right? There's penalty, and then
I think so.
There was 2 penalties. Right. They took whatever, a small amount of time off the clock. If at all, maybe they didn't take any. But I knew I couldn't leave it time left. So.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, when you're playing the Chargers, it is difficult, because in the big, you're sort of put in a box there, Rich. I totally feel your pain, because, if I were facing him, I feel the same thing. The Justin Jackson plus 75 is there, and that's like number 2 on the list. Number 1 on the list is Andre Roberts. So you got to work through Roberts. Then if you even get the touchback, you got the plus 75 of Jackson, which, by the way, I have not hit in this league, but I hit it in Autumn Wind like 3 times before the half. Plus 75 for a score. So I was actually due to get one here. I thought, oh boy, all I need is 1 play. Just give me a second. Just give me 1 second to give it to Justin.
I assume it's going to happen once in a season. I get that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with living with those odds, though. He didn't really scare me, to be honest with you. It wasn't like I was going to call Ron.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah,
I'm not running away from 1 plus 76.
Right. Exactly.
And you got to have some short games above that to make me afraid.
Right. Well, and then the third layer, of course, is if you do call run, and some guys actually did start calling run in that situation, then you got to worry about, the Charger stock. You got to worry about the weapons.
Exactly.
But you from the very first drive, I mean, that you had a big 3rd down conversion on the first drive. Remember, I think it was 3rd and 11. And boom, that 3rd down conversion launched you out of a cannon. And you went down that touchdown drive. Both of us missed extra points. I don't have everything in front of me at all right now, by the way. Just sort of going from memory. But, your offense made a statement early. I was hanging on for dear life most of the time. And it's kind of with the Chargers, you kind of have to hope that your opponent just runs a lot more plays than you do, because sooner or later something funny might happen.
Right.
Obviously the sacks were there. Those were there for me today. That would not have been an aberration at all. Like if I would have won on a sack fumble, Jimmy G is a high sack fumble, Rich, would have won a sack fumble or an Andre Roberts kickoff return. Oh, that would have been like right down Main Street, how the Chargers could have won the game. But instead, waited and waited for the plays to rack up, and eventually it led to a couple picks on 0-man flat. One of those was a 0-man flat pass too, as you probably remember, Rich. So unlikely.
Yeah, and the other one was a dump off.
Yep.
That happens. That's why they play the games, right?
That's right. Rich, congratulations on a great season, man. I mean, you're not carded as a team to be in the Super Bowl, but you got the team there, and you came within a whisker of getting it all the way, man.
Yeah, well, came up against a tough opponent, but
that you did indeed.
It was a good ride. You certainly know Anthony has a full command of the odds of everything. So,
I highlighted that a bit on the broadcast as well.
Yeah. I heard post game, and he's like, the Niners have this much ratio for short to long passes, and I'm like, what the heck is he even talking about? I mean, I don't even have the cards in front of me when I play. I didn't have my own. I usually have my own information, but I left it home, so I was kind of playing blind. I took some quick notes about the Chargers, so let's have it. So
now, Rich, it's actually even worse than that. He can be broadcasting a game that has an NFC game that has nothing to do with his team. And he will be in the middle of broadcast and just, 2nd and 18, on 2nd and 18 on Thursdays, this team typically, and he has this data ready at the fingertips for all the teams that he's not even involved in. So you better believe when he's doing it, getting ready for a game like this, yeah, it's all right in his little, and not only having the data, if I had all that data, I could never keep it on a mental Rolodex that he pulls out. I don't care what resource he's got in front of him when he's broadcasting. As fast as he pulls that shit out, there's a lot going on by memory that I could never achieve. Let's put it that way. So,
well, thanks, guys. And Rich, one more tip of the cap to you, that you had Nick Bosa out. That was massive. Yeah. That was a massive loss. And yeah, Derwin James went out, but lest anyone think those are even close to the same injury.
Oh.
It's not even in the same stratosphere.
As
a matter of fact, Derwin James going out. If it encourages you to throw long more, I'm actually good with that.
Right.
Please do. Right. So
that's significant. The offensive right tackle being out didn't help either, because the pass percentage against a 0 starts to skyrocket pretty good in the defensive Cards' favor once you start getting some men in zone, no matter what the guy's rating is. So, I don't know if he got a sack. I think I had a couple against me.
He had one. Once I sent a linebacker or two, his numbers went through the roof. Yes.
Right. Exactly. So I had to guard against that as well. But all right, guys, listen, I got to run. You guys could chat. Appreciate it. Great job with the league, and we'll see you all next year. All right.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah. Congratulations on a good season. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Take care. Bye.
Well, Anthony, that just leaves you the last man standing on. Am I looking at a tropical hut? What am I looking at there, Anthony?
Yes, you're looking at a tropical hut.
Where are you at? Tell me.
An outdoor compound here in the Dominican Republic we're in. So
the man's winning Super Bowls and smoking a cigar in a cabana in the Bahamas while he does it. I don't know how that could be. I don't know how to beat that. I really don't. But congratulations to you, man. You got it done. And not with the best carded team.
Thank you. And it's probably the best chance I was going to have, at least until Brandon Staley gets fired. I think I probably said that to you, Tim, once or twice. This is probably the best opportunity.
And I agree with that. I think
it really helped.
I think he's out overseas. He's not as good as they think.
Yeah. So, you've got a really strong Bills team in our conference, a really strong Chiefs team, a really strong Bengals team. I can't imagine they'll be carded. You've heard my opinion on this 100 times, in all of our broadcasts, that I thought those teams had difficulty balancing the offense to make them effective, and that opened up the door for the LAs and the New Englands, who had a little more balance, and
Jacksonville,
unless even with the James Robinson, right? What do you do for a James Robinson on Chiefs? You kill. Imagine you had shots on Chiefs. Is what I'm saying. Could you hear it? Hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
We're kind of cutting out for a second, but I'm hearing you fine now.
I was saying, imagine if the Chiefs had James Robinson, just any balance on your squad, right? Like Robinson. And Williams is okay, but anyway. This year was probably the best shot, so I was glad to get the win.
Yeah, well, you had a good ticket, and you cashed it in, and again, to me, it's legendary simply by how you won the AFC title game. As I said on the broadcast, I don't care what the matchup is. I just don't think I would ever have the balls to make that call in that situation. I don't know how I do that. That'd be crazy. So.
And Tim, I just want to take a second to thank you not only for all the broadcasts, but everything you do as commish, and Scott, and I mean Tony, and Dennis is always there when we need him. So thanks to all you guys
Every
for,
time.
and and certainly to sort of echo Rich's thoughts too a little bit. Thanks to all 32 of us, because we have a lot of games to play over 18 weeks, and we get it done, and we're getting it done now in the end of February. I mean, I think this group, as we're moving on, we're getting stronger and stronger. We used to be done in April, right? And now we're done in February. So it's a real.
And the delay this time wasn't even our fault. The delay this time was Stratomatic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So otherwise we'd be at a finished already. So
Yep. So it's great. So thanks to everybody.
well, hey, congratulations! You continue enjoying your vacation, and I'll wrap it up here, and we'll see if you're ready to defend next year with another mediocre carded squad in Los Angeles.
Well, they made the playoffs next year, so hopefully there's a pathway. We'll see.
That's right. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. We still have one game coming up. It's the Coach of the Year final. I did reach out to the two coaches, and I don't believe I've heard back yet, just to double check. So it looks like they're looking later this week. So we're going to have a little bit of a late COY final. That's okay. Probably come up later this week, because I know I can't do it on Monday. So it sounded like their email was referring to Monday. Monday is a day that I'm absolutely going to be unavailable. So I'll work it out with them, and we'll follow up on that. But the USFFL champion for 2021 is the Los Angeles Chargers after a 33-22, I believe it was, victory, right, over the 49ers. And so we'll carry that over into next year. And that is it for the broadcast today, unless you have anything to add, Anthony. No? All right, we're good. Thanks, guys. Well, by the way, we're looking forward to next year. As I said, more